Little Miss Surprise by Adam Hargreaves. You would not be surprised to hear that Little Miss Surprise liked a surprise. So much so that when she was looking for a new house, she asked Walter the Worm to design it, which he did. A house in a hole. Now that was a surprise.
Well, it's not every day you see a worm build a house underground.
But it did have a great worm's eye view. Little Miss Surprise liked the surprise of the unusual. She liked the wonder of the unexpected. She did not like life to be predictable. Now, do you know what will be on the next page? Do you? And you won't know until the page is turned over. It's going to be a surprise, and that's just how Little Miss Surprise liked life. There was always a new page to turn. Little Miss Surprise never knew from day to day what she was going to have for breakfast. She would close her eyes, open her fridge or cupboard and reach her hand in. One day it might be sausages and custard. The next day it might be cornflakes and gravy, or baked beans and jelly. But the one thing you could be sure of, it would be a surprise. And there were all sorts of surprises in her kitchen. Oh, I need a tissue. You're telling me, mon ami? If Little Miss Surprise wanted to buy a new sofa, she would ask one of her friends to go to the shop and choose it for her. And then it would be a surprise when it was delivered. A surprise sofa. Or maybe not a sofa at all, because it depended on which of her friends she asked. Like Mr. Muddle. But it all added to the surprise. Oh, well, it's, a bit of a change, I'd say. Ooh, can I try it too? She also never knew what she was going to do from day to day. She didn't have a calendar full of plans. In fact, she didn't have a calendar. She just set off each day and did whatever came to mind first, like catching the first bus that arrived at the bus stop and going back wherever it took her. Or it might be the beach, or the library, or the shops, or the rubbish tip. She didn't mind where she went. It was all about the surprise. The next day might not be a bus to the rubbish tip. It might be one going to the port. And you might catch a boat. And you might go scuba diving on a sunken wreck and find treasure. Everybody loved hanging out with Little Miss Surprise. You never knew what fun you might have, but it was always a surprise.
Yep, what a nice surprise. Huh, Little Miss Surprise?
Like hanging out at the circus on a trapeze. Or you might find yourself playing tabletop tennis, which is not the same as table tennis. How's that for a serve, Little Miss Surprise? Now it'll come to us no surprise to hear that Mr. Quiet liked a quiet life, but there were moments when he saw his friends out having an amazing time with Little Miss Surprise that Mr. Quiet wished for a little more excitement in his life. A day out with Little Miss Surprise might just be the thing. Wow, I wish I could do that. And surprise, surprise, who should he run into the next day? Why, Little Miss Surprise, out for a walk.
Surprise, surprise, Chuck. How would you like to come out and feed the animals in the park, Chuck?
She asked. And much to his own surprise, Mr. Quiet said, yes. But then what surprise could there be in feeding the squirrels in the park? But it wasn't the local park that Mr. Quiet had imagined. It was a safari park. And it wasn't squirrels he was feeding. It was the lions. And Little Miss Surprise did not have nuts in her bag. There you go, Mr. Lion. Asante, Mr. Quiet. Thank you. That is the best quality meat I've ever tasted. Then they played hopscotch with the crocodiles, which is unexpected. Who'd have thought the crocodiles could hop? Tag! You're it! And then they had tea. Tea in a hot air balloon. What you might call high tea. Very high tea. Well, I'm starting to like you more, Little Miss Surprise. And to finish off, they slid down a rainbow, which was a real surprise. It had been a wonderful day of surprises, and that evening Mr. Quiet decided that he would love to spend more time with little Miss Surprise. And I guess you want to know how she surprised him next time. But I can't tell you, because that will spoil the surprise.